I was to ask you, what soul contact means to you? Soul, S-O-U-L, contact. You probably would think about it and imagine that it means something like, hearing an inner voice tell you what to do, something really dramatic, or some kind of wild and crazy mystical experience. But really, soul contact isn't that. And this light is so beautiful right now. It's the end of the day, so I'm just like noticing how bright it is in my face. It's like the contact of that light on my face right now. It's just an ordinary everyday thing. And that's exactly what your soul contact is. The contact of your awareness, your conscious awareness with the aspect of yourself that's not local. The quantum self, the non-local self, the non-space-time bound self, which we'll call the soul. And that part of you is available to you every single day for soul contact. And why would you want soul contact? Like, what does it do? What's it good for, Well, just about everything, okay? Just about everything. Mostly for right action. Mostly for that. It's also good for wellness and vitality and joy and peace, but it's also particularly effective for right action. So in other words, we move through the world and sometimes we're impulsed to move and act in certain ways and make certain choices and decisions that come from fear. They come from a place of uncertainty and doubt and fear, and there are more reactions than actions. And then we have the capacity on the other side of that coin to come from a deeply centered, deeply knowing place and move into right action. And more and more, that is exactly how my life is unfolding. And sometimes when I'm moving with the soul contact and the voice of my soul, it makes no sense to me at all, let alone anyone around me. I'm like, oh, that's the strangest choice. That doesn't really make any sense. And it doesn't, but it makes sense later, when the big picture, pieces all fall together. So I'm going to do a series here with you guys over the next 5 weeks, once a week, blogging about one soul contact technique I use. I want to start today with my most favorite, simple, sweet, and easy one. It's the morning hour window. It's when you first wake up. If your alarm goes off in the morning and you slam it shut and jump out of bed, you're missing the soul contact window. And I just read a really good book, actually, Strange Light, called The 5-Second Rule. And she advocates jumping out of bed right away as soon as your alarm goes off, counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off, and jumping out of bed, rather than, say, hitting the snooze and falling back asleep. And while there are good reasons not to necessarily fall back asleep, because there's something called sleep inertia, which is that if you go back to a new REM cycle and then you try to wake up out of it, your day is groggy, your morning is groggy. So I get that. But this is a different reason not to jump out of bed when your alarm goes off, and ideally wake up naturally, so go to bed early, is that those first few waking seconds, just as you're stirring, just as you're waking on your pillow, are rife with soul contact. It is literally when you're going to have a thought, hear a message, like literally hear it sometimes, like a voice, have a thought, or just have a knowing, bang, like that, about something that you need to do or a direction you need to go in. So even this morning, it's funny, like I'm talking about it because it's just happened to me this morning. I woke up and I had this inner knowing, just like that. There's a friend of mine who's looking for a house sit or a place to stay. I have an extra bedroom in my house in the attic because my daughter's at McGill University, and I wasn't going to give it to her because I thought, well, maybe I'll Airbnb my house out if I go away to Mexico or whatever, and I don't want to lose the revenue. And then I woke up and that soul voice was just like, tell her the bedroom is hers for the 2 weeks. So why is that so? I don't know. She's never spent time with me. She's not really like a close friend. So maybe I'll find some really amazing gifts in her company. I don't know yet what the reason my soul voice said that was. So your homework for the next week before the next one of these videos is to simply, oh, you know who I am, right? The Awakened Dreamer. This is your video blog. You signed up for it. There's about 650 of you. And if you signed up for this video blog and don't want to be here, that's okay too. Maybe you don't remember signing up. Anyway, I should have started with that because I haven't been video blogging for a while. But your assignment is simple. Just do that morning routine as much as you can over the next 6 days and see what you can get in those waking seconds if you don't jump out of bed and you give yourself that quiet moment with your eyes closed on your pillow as you're bringing your awareness to the body, that you're back in your bed, that you're waking up, you're coming out of sleep or a dream, and then tune in and just sit there and see what thoughts arise. And quite often you might be surprised by what kind of incredible wisdom is emergent in those waking seconds. Okay, thank you for listening this long. I will see you next week for another soul tip, which is going to be about how to harness the power of story with your soul's collaboration in order to get momentum in right action, to have liftoff. I'll see you guys next week, and thank you. Oh, was I going to tell you something? I'm teaching a course called the Money Magic Lab that I already taught in December, and it's coming up on March the 17th, 2018. So stay tuned for that. I'll send you a link or an announcement when it's ready, but it's not there yet. I just wanted to give you a heads up in case you're wanting to play in the land of money and magic with a few of my other participants and students. We had great results. It was lots of fun. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Mwah.